Hey guys, so what I've learned from making YouTube videos with mediocre lighting is that if I sit closer to the light, I will be more illuminated. So from now on, I won't sit back here because this doesn't do anything. I'm obviously gonna have to sit here. And my mind didn't want to comprehend that. My phone's about to die. I kind of want to start at the start. I'm glad I numbered the shit because I would have been confused as I mentioned Saffron Barker in my The Laziest YouTubers, not in a bad way. I said her content to me isn't lazy, it's just not for me. I can't ever say that her content doesn't require effort and she spends a lot of money on her stuff, like to do all the challenges and stuff. And to me, the content isn't lazy, it's clearly just not aimed at me. And that was basically my whole thing. I said I have no problem with her because I didn't really look her up like anytime recently, so I was like, I have no problem with her, and also don't know her personally, so I can't have a problem there. My chair keeps on slipping away. It's like it doesn't want me to have good lighting. Sister C is being real sister shady today. So a lot of things came out about Saffron Barker recently, and a lot of people are making videos about her, kind of like commentary channels or smaller commentary channels that I'm going to get into, and a lot of is just coming out, and I kind of want to put my 2 cents into it because I do think there's two sides to the coin, and we can just get into it and express our opinions. Why is this eyelash not doing that? Okay. The first thing I want to say is, in my opinion, her content is fake. I'm not saying it in like a bad way. I'm saying it in literally her content is scripted. Her content isn't like, this is my real life. Other than vlogs, I'm talking about her main channel. It's scripted. It's challenges. It's like the spending 24 hours at my ex-boyfriend's house and he didn't even know. Like, that's definitely scripted. There's no way that is real, and that's fine. That's why I say that it is something that would appeal to a younger audience. It's not something that I would enjoy at this point in time. And then she did a my parents pick my boyfriend challenge. She had guys submit videos talking about themselves, like what you like, what you don't like, age, height, yada yada yada, and she went down to like 2 boys that her parents picked, and she did a little poll on who she should go on a date with, and a guy called Harry won by like a long shot. So the date never happened, and the guy did an interview on a small commentary channel where he basically said that he was upset about the fact that she didn't contact him whatsoever, that she had many opportunities to contact him and she didn't. The date never happened, and his one like big selling point I don't know if that's like the appropriate thing to call that, but like his one big selling point was that he put his actual like love life on pause to make this Saffron Barker thing happen.
And pretty much the guy who actually won that challenge is a very close friend of mine. My friend got 90% of the votes and the other guy got 9%, so it's not even as if it was close. But Saffron Barker did not even get in contact with him, because if I was in that situation, I'd have got my hopes up so much. I'd be going around telling my friends and like, oh my god, I'm going on a date. The fact that that's like being taken away from Harry, he put his love life on hold sort of thing.
Did you or Saffron get in contact with each other after you went on a dating video? So no contact at all was made on Saffron's behalf. Saffron has never messaged me. She's never explained the situation to me. She's never said, oh, I'm really sorry, this video was actually a joke. It was never meant to be going ahead or like anything like that. It was never, like, she never said anything to clear up the situation or apologise for the fact that she almost led me to believe that I'd actually be going on a date with her. Does it annoy you when YouTubers fake stuff / false intentions just to get views? Now, I think I can speak from a very personal sort of level on this one. Obviously, Saffron's intentions of making part 2 were non-existent. At the end of the day, if you are trying to portray this sort of fake persona online, like being too perfect, like trying to make yourself appear better than others, like being this almost like egotistical person that just wants to get clout, you at the end of the day are fake.
And now I watched that video and I agreed with all the like, oh, the fake challenges, and then they got to this part and I was like, this stranger on the internet called Saffron Barker, because you don't know her, so therefore she is a stranger on the internet, doesn't owe you anything. No one told you to put your love life on pause. Literally, absolutely no one. She does not owe you any loyalty. She doesn't owe you this date. And if you looked at the pattern of her previous videos, they are all scripted and fake and not based on real life 99% of the time. So for her to make this video, it was purely for entertainment. She wasn't actually looking for a boyfriend. And I understand that, you know, you got your hopes up, but stop being this wow, like grow up just a little bit. I think the guy is probably around, I can't remember how old he said he was. He must be around 17, 18, because that's about how old Saffron Barker is. And he sat there during the interview and was like, I put my love life on pause. She was supposed to contact me. I was in the same group chat as her. She knew I was there. I kept on sending in pictures. And it all just sounds very wah wah. Feel bad for me because a girl stood me up. Yeah, it's not the nicest thing. She didn't do anything that she should get like a Nobel Prize for. Like, she wasn't being a nice person. But she also doesn't owe you anything. She clearly doesn't want to go on a date with you. Clearly. Because if she did, she would go on one. And if she went on one now, then she would be doing something that she doesn't want to do just to make you feel better about yourself. And I don't think it's fair to put that kind of pressure on her. But also, in a recent video, Saffron Barker said that she is currently seeing someone. So that could be a reason why she didn't proceed with the date, because things popped up in her personal life and she wasn't going to put her love life on pause for a video. The point that I want to drill here is she does not owe you. YouTubers that you watch are strangers. So what you are complaining about here is the fact that a stranger on the internet said that they want to go on a date with you and then changed their mind and didn't feel like contacting you about it. And as I said, it is not the nicest thing. It obviously must have hurt your feelings because Saffron Barker, she's very attractive and you probably really wanted to go on a date with her and your ego got slightly bruised, very bruised. And what I want to say to that is stop being a wah-wah. You are a grown man, almost, or you are a grown man. And as a grown man, you should be able to get past this horrible life experience and see that as a stranger, she doesn't owe you anything whatsoever. Ever. And if she doesn't want to contact you, she doesn't have to. If she doesn't want to go on a date with you, she doesn't have to. And the whole thing just seemed like a feel bad for me because an attractive girl didn't want to date me. Yeah, she didn't. Saffron Barker didn't want to date you. I don't think that makes her fake. I don't think that makes her a bad person who has zero empathy for others. She just literally found someone who she saw more potential in. As harsh as that sounds, she clearly found someone else and she didn't want to jeopardize that to make you happy. I just feel like the whole video had this weird like pity me kind of a vibe. And I just don't like that. Move on, and next time don't put your love life on pause. So I don't actually have a problem with that aspect, like that scandal. I don't have a single problem with it. So I feel like I banged on about that for a while, but I was trying to drill the point back home that she does not owe you anything. She doesn't owe you a date, and on top of that, she doesn't owe you an explanation as to why she doesn't want to date you. She doesn't even have to inform you because the date wasn't planned. It's not like you showed up at a restaurant that she was supposed to be at and she just wasn't there. That's just my 2 cents on it, but I feel like I have a different viewpoint because the guy's not my friend. Like, I don't owe him loyalty, I don't need to back him, and I'm also a girl, so I feel like I'm looking at it from a whole different perspective. Now, what made me change my mind slightly on her, because I didn't have a problem with her and I don't have a problem with her personally, I have a problem with some of the decisions she's made, and one of them being her recent vlog that she actually took down and apologized for because of a section of it that I'm going to play now.
50 minutes, and instead it took me 4.5 hours, so that was amazing. So basically, obviously it's really sad, someone did get hit by a train, but it meant that I couldn't get home, and it wasn't just I just couldn't get home, it was just the most stressful thing. Like, they were doing no buses to help anyone. I was in an hour taxi line, stood in the cold for an hour taxi line, and then a train was going and I was like, I don't want to wait another half an hour, so I went to get on the train. The train went from Haywards Heath to...
Now, once you've seen that, it just irked me a little bit, because I got very similar vibes that I got from watching the Logan Paul Suicide Forest vlog, and those are on two different sides of the spectrum of being people, because Logan filmed the body but then he made it all about himself. Like, it was a learning experience for me. This whole suicide was to teach me something. No, it wasn't. The suicide was because that person wanted to commit suicide. It wasn't for you. The whole planet doesn't revolve around you. And I got very similar vibes from this. It almost seemed like this person committed suicide, but it inconvenienced me because the world revolves around me, and this only inconvenienced me. Everyone else can take 5 hours to get home, but this was an inconvenience to me. And it almost just felt like she almost forgot that someone died. Like, someone isn't alive anymore. A son or a daughter, whoever it was, I'm not sure, a cousin, a sibling isn't there anymore in that family or in that friendship because they are gone. And whether it took you 5 times longer to get home or 10 times longer, someone is now dead. I want to make that very clear. Someone isn't alive anymore, and your biggest concern shouldn't be that it took you longer to get home. But also, as she was like trying to justify, she was like, I know that it's a sad situation. She did exactly that. She was like, I know it's a sad situation. Like, she rolled her eyes. And I was like, do you though? Do you really realize that it's a bad situation, or are you just saying that because you feel like you have to say it? That was disgusting. slightly a lot. And then she apologized. I'm gonna put it up on the screen right now. The apology was very PR. It was very, I realized my mistakes, I'm so sorry, blah blah blah. blah blah blah. It's an apology. I'm not saying she's not being genuine, but I've seen formats like that before. Everyone's apology is exactly the same thing, and it's that, you know, I didn't realize I was in the wrong. I don't think she did. I don't think she realized what she was doing at the time, and that speaks volumes on who she is off camera. I think this has shown us a whole different side of Saffron Barker, and at the end of the day, she might be a wonderful human being in person, but this showed me that there are aspects of her that kind of are egotistical and almost, I'm famous and this was an inconvenience to me. Everything is about me. And she has grown pretty quickly, and people do change and mistakes do happen. And I want to jump onto like a linking point. I don't believe in the cancel culture. I think if a person makes a mistake, you have to give them the space and the time to fix it and prove that they can change and that they are a good human being. I don't believe in cancelling people unless they've literally murdered someone. I think if you give someone space and the time to learn from their mistakes, a lot of the time they will, because you learn the most out of making mistakes. So she made a mistake, let her fix it. None of this, let's cancel Saffron Barker because she's an awful human being. Forgive but don't forget. Remember that this happened, just in case you see a pattern of her behavior repeating itself. You can make your own judgment, but definitely forgive, just don't forget. Remember that this happened, but don't cancel her over it. She didn't murder someone. I think a lot of videos are made about Saffron Barker right now. She gets a lot of hate for being fake, apparently, when I think the only thing that's fake is her videos because they're scripted. That's the definition of fake. They're not based on real life. They are a scripted, planned piece of work. Just like my videos. My videos are not like a vlog of me walking around. They are a sit-down, scripted, planned out, researched topic, which means that I'm fake as well. No, it just means you have a different style of video to someone else. So I don't think she's fake because I've never met her. Maybe one time if I meet her and she's a complete to me, I'll tell you guys about it and we can all, you know, have a little moment. But I don't know her, and she could be a wonderful person. We just don't know because we've never met her. Unless you have, then tell me about it. People say that, you know, about the dating thing. I think if you're in some way shaming her for not going on the date, grow up, honestly, because that is so childish. It's so immature for you to think that she in some way owes this boy anything. She doesn't know him. She knows his first name and what's his favorite color and how old he is. Overall, the guy that made the video made 3 videos. He made the main one and then 2 follow-up videos where he basically talked about like the reactions to the video. And in one of the videos he talks about how her friends came in clutch basically and came to her rescue to kind of back her up. He kind of made it seem like it was this horrible thing. None of them actually said anything bad about him. Obviously it was a bit petty in some situations and I would have been pissed off as well. However, looking at the whole situation from a third person point of view, you made the video because you felt bad for your friend, so you were backing your friend. Her friends did the exact same thing. We don't want to be hypocritical. If you are protecting your friend from someone and then that person's friends protect their friend from you, you can't complain about it because you're both in the same boat. You're both doing the same damn thing. I would have a completely different reaction to that if her friends were like, oh, you're a piece of shit, oh, you're horrible, you make horrible content, your career sucks, whatever, like your channel shouldn't exist. If they were saying like that, I'd be like, yeah, no, that's rude, petty, disrespectful, delete it. But all her friend said was, Saffron Barker is the nicest person we met, she's our friend, we don't like to see people talking about her, and you don't like to see your friend getting hurt either, so that's why you made the video. So you could have expected her friends to come in clutch because you did the same thing to your friend. I think it's a fair deal. The date thing, I don't see the drama. I don't see the tea. The tea is non-existent. The suicide thing, Saffron, really, darling, take a break from making vlogs for a few days. Rethink your mindset and how much you value other people and the fact that the whole world doesn't revolve around you. You are not the center of attention. Things happen that will inconvenience you, and sometimes that is a lot more of an inconvenience to someone else than it is to you. Think about the family and the friends of that person. I think that is a lot harder for them than it was for you because you don't know the person. The only inconvenience that happened to you was the fact that you couldn't get home on time. But think about the person that lost that person. That is hard. I'm glad she deleted the video. I'm glad she apologized. That's why I wanted to wait until she apologized to make this video because I don't think it's fair to only show one side of the story. So yeah, that's kind of where I want to end this on. So if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, comment down below anything you want to comment down below, and subscribe because I post videos every Wednesday and Sunday at around 8 PM, but usually closer to 9. And turn on post notifications because I might start posting in between just randomly. Follow me on all my socials. They'll be on screen right now or in the description down below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.